Zambia and Russia sign an MOU to waive visa requirements for diplomatic passport holders. Japanese firm to invest 200 megawatt solar power plant in Zambia. Lusaka deputy mayor orders public bus drivers in Lusaka to stop operating in illegal bus stations.
This is CBC News Tonight with Jimmy Kanasha.
Very good evening and welcome to CBC News Tonight. So glad you could join us. We get straight to our stories as Zambia and Russia have signed a memorandum of understanding to waive visa requirements for diplomatic passport holders. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Joseph Malanje, who signed on behalf of the Zambian government, say that the move comes after completion of internal requirements and procedures by the two governments on mutual abolition of visas for holders of diplomatic passports. The minister said that the development cooperation between Zambia and Russia was growing and that waiving visa requirements was one step that would increase exchange programs between the two countries. And Honorable Malanje was speaking on the sidelines of the just ended inaugural Russia-Africa summit that was held in Russia's tourist capital Sochi. And the minister has since left Russia for Azerbaijan, where he will represent President Lungu at the 18th Non-Aligned Movement Head of States and Government Summit. Now, Inutu Mwanza, the first secretary of Press and Tourism at the Zambian Embassy in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, sent us this report.
Several African heads of states and governments have attended the inaugural Russia-Africa summit, which seeks to improve trade relations between Russia and the African continent. President Edgar Lungu was represented at the summit by Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Malanje.
I therefore wish to take this opportunity to acknowledge the role played by Russia in contributing to Zambia's liberation from colonial rule in 1964.
The minister also spoke about climate change.
One of Africa's greatest challenges today is the phenomenon of climate change, from which Zambia has not been spared. Its punishing multiplier effects include changing rainfall patterns, which in turn have contributed to a deficit in power production and adverse effects on crop production. In the process, impact economic growth.
The meeting was co-chaired by Russian President Vladimir Putin and AU chairperson Alpha Fatah Sisi. Russia's relationship with Africa is not new, as the two sides have shared warm and historical ties dating back over half a century. Inutu Mwanza, reporting from Sochi, Russia.
Now, Zambia's stance of upholding peace and democracy since its independence has helped in maintaining strong ties with the international community. And speaking during the celebration of Zambia's 55th independence anniversary in Brasilia, Zambia's ambassador to Brazil, Dr. Alfreda Kansembe Mwamba, said that the country will always strive to remain a hub of peace in the region. Grace Makwani, the first secretary for press and public relations at the Zambian Embassy in Brazil, found in this report.
Zambia's stance of upholding peace and democracy since its independence has helped in maintaining strong ties with the international community. Speaking during the celebration of Zambia's 55th independence anniversary in Brasilia, Zambia's ambassador to Brazil, Dr. Alfreda Kansembe Mwamba, said the country will always strive to remain a hub of peace in the region. She said Zambia's commitment in upholding peace and security has strengthened bilateral cooperations with many countries and has opened up to foreign investments. The independence commemoration was attended by African ambassadors, diplomats, officials from the Brazilian government and the banking sector. Others were families from the Zambian community living in Brazil. Dr. Kansembe Mwamba urged the foreign delegates to visit Zambia and enjoy the rich tourism attractions the country is endowed with.
Zambia's economy is based on minerals, especially copper, which the country has been mining from the pre-colonial days. Lately, the government policy has been to diversify to agriculture because The copper prices on the London market keep fluctuating up and down, up and down. Zambia is a country that's endowed with a lot of natural resources. Other than minerals, we have abundant land for agriculture and infrastructure development. Land is not just for agriculture, it's also for infrastructure development.
And Dr. Kansembe Mwamba said Zambia's policy to diversify to agriculture is the best option which will grow the economy and must be supported by all Zambians. The colorful event was characterized by songs and dances. Meanwhile, Dean of African Ambassadors in Brazil, Dr. Martin Mbeng, said Zambia should be commended for strengthening cooperation with the host country Brazil and other African countries. Dr. Mbeng wished Zambia prosperity and goodwill as they continue to meet the aspirations of their people.
Participation in the work of the African group has been very, very remarkable.
Grace Makawani reporting from Brasilia, Brazil.
Now we go to Western Province, where the Senanga Member of Parliament, Moloa Mukumbuta, has donated 4 pairs of jerseys and money amounting to 17,000 to 4 teams of Sibukali area in the rural parts of Senanga East. Now, these donations were made during the commemoration of the 55th independence celebrations, which were held on Thursday this year. And Induna Sibukali has thanked the Member of Parliament for this gesture, as it is a good way of empowering the youth. Stories. A Japanese firm known as Univergy Solar is set to invest over $200 million United States dollars in 2 solar power generation plants here in Zambia. But we have more in this report.
Mr. Yotamu Mugara, the first Secretary of Press at the Embassy of the Republic of Zambia in Tokyo, Japan, reports that a Japanese firm, Univergy Solar, is set to invest over $200 million United States dollars in 2 solar power generation plants in Zambia. Univergy Solar Company will develop and implement a 200 megawatt solar power on-grid project, 135 megawatts in Mpika and 65 megawatts in Mufulira districts, respectively. Zambia's Minister of Energy and Univergy Solar Company will on Tuesday, October 29, 2019, sign a Memorandum of Understanding that will result in the commencement of the project in the first quarter of 2020 and will be completed between 6 and 8 months. The solar power project will be implemented in collaboration with a Zambian company and is expected to create hundreds of jobs and business opportunities for local firms engaged to maintain the solar farms and generation plants. Univergy Solar Company, which has a wide footprint in Japan and Spain, also plans to offer various energy solutions to Zambia, which include off-grid power generation and self-consumption energy strategies targeted at districts, companies, and important installations. The project follows several engagements between the Embassy and Univergy Solar Company's team, led by Chief Global Development Officer Jose Antonio Milan Ruano. The planned investment has elated Zambia's ambassador, Mrs. Ndioi Muliwana Mutiti, who has called on more Japanese firms to go and invest in the country's energy sector, which has vast space, especially for solar energy. Ambassador Mutiti said the mission is excited that so far at least 4 Japanese companies are set to invest over 300 megawatts of solar-generated power in Zambia. Ambassador Mutiti said the mission in Tokyo will continue luring more Japanese investment in all sectors with an emphasis on transfer of skills, technology, and creation of job opportunities in order to accelerate socioeconomic development. In August 2019, Zambia signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Toyota Tsusho Corporation for the development and implementation of a 100 megawatt solar power plant project. Toyota Tsusho Corporation, through their implementation agency, Al Sawadi Electric Company, will establish two separate 50 megawatt power plants in Sesheke and Mungu, respectively. Jimmy Kanasha reports.
This is CBC News Tonight. We take our first set of commercials, and when we come back, we're still looking at how the, Deputy Mayor has warned bus drivers to stop holding illegal bus stops. Stay tuned.
Athens Sports Cafe and Grill. Our cafe offers a wide variety of food, drinks and cocktails. Our Zambian dishes and grill are available all day, every day. Not to mention our screening of live games, plus our love for live music. So don't be a stranger and come on down to Athens Sports Cafe and Grill. We are at plot number 207 Kasangola Road, Roma, Lusaka, Zambia.
Stand up for the champions, stand up.
Hello children of God, I'm Pastor Derek Shandaka of Fresh Aroma Embassy Church. I'm the resident pastor under the leadership of Apostle Darius Twajira Yesu and Mom Prophetess Mwaka. I'm inviting you to our Tuesday service and Friday service where we get to pray with people, we get to speak in the lives of many. I want you to come for these two services from Tuesday and Friday, and also we get to also meet on Sunday. And our venue is not a place that you can get lost about. We are found in Kabulonga, 7 Sebo Road, opposite Blue Crest Lodge. That's where we found a Fresh Aroma Embassy Church. We're here to give you the word that is undiluted word, and we've come to liberate the generation with restoration, healing and transformation. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Now Lunga, Ashoka, Fences ball, header away from Dickens. This is the shot from yours.
Not again.
Shit happens. Don't miss out on the action from Bule Bazet or your favorite international league. Download the DSTV Now app today from your App Store and Google Play or visit now.dstv.com.
Yes, Zuba Molo. Macho Mabanja. Bueno. I'm afraid of bad news for you.
What bad news?
Not again.
When the lights go out, these stay on. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment of your favorite entertainment with DSTV Now.
Right, purified water. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste and stay rehydrated. Aquarite.
Go team.
This is CBC News Tonight. We continue with our stories now, as the new Congress Party and the youth, known as the NCP Youth in Lusaka Province, have commended the President of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Chimba Kambili, for attending the 55th Independence Celebration on the 24th of October 2019 at the Freedom Statue. Malangi Zambala has more.
The new Congress Party, NCP Youth in Lusaka Province, have commended the President of National Democratic Congress, NDC, Dr. Chimba Kambili, for attending the 55th Independence Celebration Day on 24th October 2019 at Freedom Statue. Speaking in an interview with CBC News on Friday in Lusaka, the new Congress Party, NCP Chairman for Lusaka Province, Sandra Spiri, said this shows maturity in political circles.
To attend the Zambia's 55th birthday was very important, and it was very democratic and Christian. Dr. Chimbakambwili has so far showed maturity in political circles. We saw him shaking hands with the head of state, His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu. We all know that there can be one president at a particular time. Therefore, the move taken by Honorable Chimbakambwili, it was a great move.
Meanwhile, Mr. Piri has urged other political leaders to emulate what Dr. Chimbakambwili did to attend national events.
Other political players and political leaders to emulate what Dr. Chimbakambwili did yesterday, to attend national events and not shun away. If you want to form government, which nation are you wishing to form government of? Is it not the same Zambia? So if there's something to do with Zambia, which is not political, please attend. Dr. Edgar Lungu comes in this day because he's the head of state, he's the head of Zambia. Therefore, we are celebrating something which is for all Zambians, and every well-meaning Zambians should attend, regardless of our political affiliations. This should go as a good signal to those that have always wanted to shun away from national events.
Marangi Nzombola, CBC News, Lusaka.
Now, the Republican Progressive Party Vice President Leslie Chikose has commended the National Democratic Congress President Chimbakambwili for attending the 55th Independence Anniversary celebrations at the Freedom Statue. And speaking to CBC News on Friday, Mr. Chikose says that the national leaders should not shun the important national event because of challenges that the country is going through.
When you see President Hakainde Hichilema greeting President Lungu, it must not be to show that things are okay, because you cannot avoid meeting. We are in the same country, so if you use the same road, you can't decide to jump over to go use the air to go, or maybe try to find an underground tunnel to try and avoid meeting a person. That's not how it doesn't work. But that should not show that people are pleased to being on whatever is happening. It is just that our country is, when you look at our country, is limited. If President Lungu is in Chawama and I find myself in Chawama, I can't use some magic to just all of a sudden find myself in Kabulonga. No, if we are there, we are there, and we, under laws of natural. There's no way you cannot greet a fellow leader. So I think that there's nothing wrong with what happened between Kambwili and Lungu when they met to shake hands and greet. I think there's really nothing wrong. People can greet each other when they meet. But that does not mean that the problems of the country, the load shedding has ended, the corruption has ended, jobs have been found. That's not what it means.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chikose says that on Saturday, the Mukamambo chiefdom will be hosting a traditional ceremony to remember when and how the Soli people arrived and where the chiefdom is situated. He was speaking to CBC News crew on Friday.
Fruits of the government when it comes to land inheritance and so on. So we want to go and talk to the chief, we want to talk to the subjects, we want to talk to the commoners in the community as we shall be celebrating this traditional ceremony. So I think that we are happy. We shall be, the entire political party, the leadership will be in Chongwe tomorrow to celebrate with chieftainship, chieftainess Makamambo, as they try to celebrate their traditional ceremony.
In other stories, the opposition Revolutionary Communist Party fears of an impending crisis if nothing is done to stop political violence ahead of the 2021 general elections. Now, the opposition Revolutionary Communist Party, ORCP, President Mobita Wakumelo says that there is need for political stakeholders to come together and find an amicable solution to end the vice which seems to have escalated unprecedented levels in the history of the country. Mr. Wakumelo notes that the ruling Patriotic Front and Opposition United Party for National Development should show the country that they are ready to end the vice, because they are the main perpetrators of political violence. And he further called for the formulation of policies equipping the Electoral Commission of Zambia with the mandate to conduct free and fair elections, as well as deal with the perpetrators of violence without any state intimidation.
Some signals in Kao, and this 2021 election, we are urging all political stakeholders to come together and formulate better ways to have an independent electoral commission of Zambia that is going to conduct elections free and fairly. We also have to agree as to how our police should conduct themselves for us to go into a peaceful 2021 general election.
Now, Mississippi residents have urged the Nkoloma Ward 1 councillor, Tasila Lungu, to ensure that garbage is collected in the area before the heavy downpour of the rains. Now, they've also thanked the councillor for constructing a health facility known as the Mississippi Mini Hospital to reduce movements, especially during the rainy season, and nights to expectant mothers. But we have more in this report.
Mississippi residents have urged Nkoloma Ward 1 councillor Tasila Lungu to remove garbage lying on roads, which is making it very difficult for vehicles to pass through. They say rains are just around the corner and a lasting solution should be found. Residents are also concerned on school premises which close during rain season. They have called on the Ministry of Education management to put preventive measures to avoid cholera and related diseases.
Mabanga 4 kwacha 5 kwacha ambele 8 9 mapoto na plastic
honorable bakansela Tasila Lungu bantu balipotere ngana choni bakansela bamala ba president bakabo kwa Chris Moneke okera tukataka kutasha mtula kwa clinic kulia kuletotera nomba ichikalamba tuloshe kwa mlando wa kolera ile isi bantu apartment palama red season ichi chishale Moneke chile mpaka tikamana naye abantu wa lede toilet madai pawale pose soyi so mulenje ko bati nomba abantu health yabo yarabashani so ledi bakansela n'abantu babo bakoze amano kuri iki kishala abo bayingisha mu bakuze kishala muri igenda aba wasapingura ko bati kiranganda that kwacha yali kula abantu muno mu amisi balako nokulya wambo lucheno kufike chungulo balelya byashuko okulya
bakuli bakansela n'abantu bawo n'aba MP bawo balanganire ku parichi kozi ichi kishala chikabetsa paralod bachose bavyole batiranganire lensi zoni bwera kwa saa chape mwezi umozi ukazira wamene no mvula yamba kuloko ishi kolera kuti zayamba mzambi ati bapale maskulu bashite bwana koma siyanganirapo makampeni yakayamba tipotere bati bintu bame bishtika siwalangana pemba government ilanganeko ishala sichefuna apo basakire ko fitaira.
Residents have also commended government for constructing a mini hospital in the area which has been in existence for over 5 decades, though an illegal settlement compound. Mrs. Reporting for CBC News, Emmanuel Mulakwashapi in Lusaka.
Stories. The Lusaka City Deputy Mayor Christopher Shakafuswa has warned all public bus drivers in Lusaka operating in illegal bus stations to stop with immediate effect. Speaking in a phone-in interview with CBC News crew, Mr. Shakafuswa says that illegal bus stations should not be allowed to operate in bus stops. And he has called on both the national and council police officers to work together and stop the malpractice and bring sanity to the city. Mr. Shakafuswa adds that anyone who will be found wanting will face the wrath of the law.
It's just been brought to our attention that
some illegal bus stations in town are still operating between Lumumba and Millennium and in other places. The position of the council is that no illegal bus stations must be allowed to operate. And to this effect, I'm calling upon the council police and the regular police officers to help us to bring sanity to the city and remove these bus operators who are supposed to trade in the bus stations that are designated for their operations. They are continued operating in the illegal stations. It entails that, number one, they cause a lot of congestion for our motorists. Number two, they don't pay any levies that are meant to go towards the council for service provisions. And this entails that they disadvantage the friends that operate from the designated bus stations, and therefore we need to firmly deal with them. So the council police, the traffic police, regular police move in and bring sanity to the city, and this is the position of the local authority.
Well, that's all we have for you on CBC News Tonight. Be sure to join us tomorrow, same time, same place. And on behalf of the entire news crew, production team, I am Jimmy Kanasha. But do stay tuned, as coming up next is Africa Review.
On CBC News Tonight,
Zambia and Russia sign an MOU to waive visa requirements for diplomatic passport holders. Japanese firm to invest 200 megawatt solar power plant in Zambia. Lusaka deputy mayor orders public bus drivers in Lusaka to stop operating in illegal bus stations.
this is CBC News Tonight with Jimmy Kanasha.
Ichitika. Pay 130 kwacha and GoTV will upgrade you to GoTV Max for you to enjoy all the entertainment you have been missing. Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, more telenovelas on Starlife, Fox, CBS Reality, and BET. Connect to GoTV and get unlimited entertainment today. This offer is valid from 1st September to 31st October 2019. GoTV. Live it, love it. Terms and conditions apply.
Athens Sports Cafe and Grill. Our cafe offers a wide variety of food, drinks and cocktails. Our Zambian dishes and grill are available all day, every day. Not to mention our screening of live games, plus our love for live music. So don't be a stranger and come on down to Athens Sports Cafe and Grill. We are at plot number 207 Kasangola Road, Roma, Lusaka, Zambia.
Stand up for the champions, stand up.
Now Lunga, Masoka. Fences ball, headed away from Dickens. This is the shot from yours.
Not again.
Shit happens. Don't miss out on the action from Bule PZ or your favorite international league. Download the DSTV Now app today from your App Store and Google Play or visit now.dstv.com.
Yes, Zuwa Molo. Macho Mabwanja. When I'm afraid of bad news for you.
What bad news?
Not again.
When the lights go out, these stay on. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment of your favorite entertainment with DSTV Now.
Right, purified.